Hi, I'm Stephen and welcome to my channel. Today we see whether these phone and GoPro mount silicone pads can be made to stick to the windscreen like they're supposed to. Why won't you stick? There are not many things as annoying when you're driving as when your phone mount falls off the windscreen and flies across the car when you go around a corner. So what we're going to do today is 4 tests to see if we can get them to stick a little better. The silicone responds to heat, so we're going to heat them up. Let's get to it. First things first, if your phone holder has dirt on it, give it a good wipe. If your windscreen is dirty on the inside, give that a wipe too. All clean. Here we have our table full of phone holders and GoPro mounts. Most of these, or all of them, work pretty much the same way. There's a little lever and it pulls the center in so that creates a vacuum to hold against the windscreen. But if there's any undulations, any dents in the silicone, then it will not hold properly. So it's got to be clean, dent-free. And the other thing that can happen is the center, if it was sent from China or wherever and it was in the on position, if you like, then their center might be permanently deformed. So what we're going to do today is to use heat to get rid of some of the undulations and some of the deformities so that we have a nice flat surface. So we'll try a hairdryer, since everybody probably has one close at hand, and we'll see if we can get the center indentation to come out a little bit. 5 minutes of that, and that's on the low setting to start with, and we've only managed a fairly low temperature, which hasn't done anything. So we'll repeat the hairdryer, this time on the hottest setting, and see if it makes a difference. So let's give it a few minutes of the hottest setting, nice and close. Give it a test with the thermometer, and we're still not getting hot enough. We're going to have to move to more drastic measures. Okay, we're out in the workshop. We're going for the more drastic approach. Let's light her up. Give it a quick test, see what we've got. Okay, not warm enough yet. Let's give it some more. Let's see what we've got. It's burning something, but I don't think it's the actual silicone that's burning here. Maybe just the wire. Okay, we're getting close to a good temperature, but still not warm enough to get rid of those deformities. Let's give it a final blast. Okay, I think that's worked well this time. Yeah, okay, a little bit more, why not? Okay, we've got rid of the deformities. It's sitting nice and flat, but we may have done a little bit of collateral damage. So this may not be the perfect method for home use, but we do have a nice temperature, and that pad should have no trouble sticking from now on. Give a closer look. You can see that's really smooth and flat now. Okay, we'll move on to the next method. Back to the work table. This time we'll try a heat gun on the high setting. See if we can't remove that center indentation. Oh, gone too far. Oh, that's not been 100% successful. You can see that a bit of it is burnt. Now silicone shouldn't burn till over 200 degrees C. So something. Maybe I just held it at a bad position. So we'll try again, this time with the heat gun on a low temperature setting. if we can get a good temperature. That's more the right kind of temperature now. Go for a more gentle approach, a bit less temperature over a longer time. Check with the thermometer quite often to make sure we're not scorching it. And we've got a nice 80 degrees C. Let's create a little bit of a wave in there, but that shouldn't affect the holding performance. Okay, I think this will be a good method, as long as you keep checking the temperature and don't get too carried away. You really try to keep it under 100 degrees C. Now this pad just has a bit of denting from maybe sitting in transit too long. It's crammed in a box. So it's just a matter of getting those slight scratches and things out of it. And that seems to have worked well. We've got that up to 78 degrees C. And we could I think we can keep going with all of the items using the heat gun on the lowest heat setting. Works very well as long as you keep it moving, keep checking the temperature. Don't make the mistake I made of using too much temperature and holding it in one place for too long. And that smooths things out. The final test is using your standard oven. I'm just going to use the top element and don't put it too close, and we'll leave the door open so that there's no chance that the rest of the plastic can get too much heat. So putting it up to 100 degrees C in this case, and switching it on. It should, all going well, just get the heat from the top element there, and that's after 5 minutes, and we've got a good temperature there, and it's flat, and all the scratches have gone. So I consider that to be perfect. This certainly seems to be the safest way. And now we're in the car, let's have a look and see how it goes with the nice smooth flat surface. You can see the phone holder's already attached there, even though it got crispified. It has attached over in the corner there. And now for the GoPro mount. And let's pop it on. And I think we're in business. That's a thumbs up. I think we have a successful test. Well, that was the 4 tests complete. As you can see, they were successful to varying degrees. Certainly the safest and most controlled was doing it in the oven with the door open. After that, I'd say if you can invest in a heat gun and put it on the low setting and an infrared thermometer so that you can keep an eye on the heat, you won't go too far wrong too quickly. The hairdryer was completely useless, and the flamethrower, well, that was just silly. So we'll leave that at that. Hope you enjoyed today's test. I hope you learned something as much as I did. If your friends would find this useful, please share it with them. Please give the video a like if you like it. And subscribe if you want to see more videos about improving your car at the lowest possible cost. Until next time.